Let's see you come to live over there.
You start off.
Good morning, good afternoon. How you doing? What's up with you, my man?
I've been good. Just living life.
Living life. You just
Trying to live life in peace, but the world ain't having it.
Yeah, it's so crazy, my man. Especially the situation in Iraq. That's in Ukraine.
Yes. You said it right.
I'm like Joe.
Don't pull Joe Biden now. Oh my God.
I didn't watch the State of the Union. You were telling me that he mispronounced or Ukraine for Iraq or something like that.
Yeah, well, he mispronounced a lot of things. It's not even a State of Union. It was just him doing a campaign run. That's all it was. He didn't state what's America and add the state what he has done. That's the point of the State of the Union, to let the House and Senate know and let the people know the state of the country as a whole, what we're in, right now. Gas is going up. Now just over $4 a gallon. Over crazy. $4.
That's crazy.
Prices of food going up. What else? Inflation going up. People ain't working.
Everything is going up.
Everything.
But as I said last week,
but you can't blame on the war. You can't blame.
To some extent.
Well, there's no war. We did not declare war. So technically, we're not at war. Did we declare war on Russia?
But we didn't declare war on Russia, but
you cannot. Well, you take 20% of Russian oil, but if we had that stuff here, like the pipeline that he shut down, gas prices are going way down now, wouldn't it?
Well, we can't say. Yeah, maybe the pipeline could still be running and gas price go up because of the situation in Ukraine.
Because everyone relies on Russian oil now because of him.
Yeah. Oh, so you are saying if the pipeline
because you allow them to build a pipeline and they build it now you got Europe dependent on it and we're dependent on it because we shut down ours. We're crippled now.
Yeah, but let's begin with this. I think we hear a lot of reports about people trying to flee Ukraine, and some foreigners been complaining that Ukraine is racist. But let me give you.
What do you mean racist? Please clarify. What are you talking about? I call it
that some African countries where I'm from, saying that they try to get them off the train, try to prevent them from leaving Ukraine because of their color. And but let me give you my take, what I think, right?
Well,
let me give you my take, what I think.
What the question is, why are they there? They're there for schooling and stuff.
Yeah, most of them are calling the what I heard
for schooling and all that.
The students, to learn and stuff like that.
This been going on for a month of the aggression at the border, and yet they did not leave.
Well, that's a question for another day. But my own thing.
The question of they're talking about. Okay, I'm gonna get you one.
Yeah, but this is why I feel. My own thing is, I think that if people were in Ukraine when the country was peaceful, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the country is going through war, they are stopping everybody. Every young man like myself who below the age of 60, between 18 and 60 years of age.
Okay.
From leaving. I don't think it matters whether you are a Liberian from where I'm originally from,
okay,
or you're an American, if you're from here, my country of naturalization. Everybody should stay in the country. And yeah, that's what I feel. Everybody should stay in the country and defend the country, because when the country was in good time, everybody was there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Some of them were working, some of them were students, and everybody was enjoying good time. That's the time people have to show their loyalty or something.
Okay.
But I want to make this point also that I agree that racism happening, in other places. But on this issue, I think everybody in Ukraine who is young men, if they're stopping young women, stopping women who are 18 years or younger, that's 18 and 60 women and children who are blacks or maybe Americans were leaving, I would say it's racist. But if they're stopping young men like you, from leaving, because if you're America, you want to leave because the country is in war, then I think it's not racist. It's you should be there too for the country when the country is going through bad times. So you can't leave the country because the country is in flames. And when they say, "Oh, you got to stay in the country," you complain that
so they're forcing them to fight, correct?
Technically.
How they technically force them to fight? If they're not native to that country, if they're not a Ukrainian, like they're not, that's not their nationality. Like say from Libya, Egypt, American, whatever. They're not from there, so they're gonna force them to fight for the country.
Well, technically, they're forced because they live in that country. We don't know whether they are.
But you're there for schooling. I'm there to get my education and leave. It's their fault. Well, they know what was going on and they choose not to leave. That's on their part till the thing got hot and too heavy for them. Now they want to leave. I don't think it's.
But
wait. I seen the video. They're kicking off women and children too. Foreigners. It's not. It's somewhat due to race because of what it is, but it's not based on that. It's based on nationality. Okay? For a prime example, let's say, for God forbid, knock on wood, if America gets invaded so badly that we need to evacuate the whole country to Canada or Mexico, you think they're going to force Americans to stay put and evacuate foreigners? Or their main job is to get their American people out?
The most vulnerable population. So
they're getting their citizens out. There's no reports of black Ukrainians citizens that became dual citizen on them. There's no report of them getting kicked off. They're getting their people out. It's their priority. It's the people's embassies, their other countries, nationalities, Egypt, American, Liberia, and everything else, is to get their people out. The same thing with American. This is like 3 weeks ago. They warned Americans to leave the country. They need to get them out. Same thing with Egypt and all that. Now Egypt, they still got people left over. Now Egypt is working with Ukraine to get their people out. It's not my fault if your country, for example, like Liberia, let's say, so corrupt that they're leaving you behind.
Even they're not even concerned that you're
they don't care that you're there. And you cannot blame the racism on that type of situation. It's not. It's the same thing if it happens here. We're going to kick the non-citizens off the train, everything else, get our people out. But to me, it's still wrong. Get the people out regardless. But don't force people to fight if they're not willing to fight anyway. So in other words, if they're saying here, you guys stay and fight.
If everybody leaves the country, who's going to fight?
Then guess what? You don't deserve it.
I'm talking about young men who are in the age range of 18 to 60.
Okay.
The country just passed martial law that every young man between the ages of 18 to 60 should stay. I agree with you that foreigners, Americans, Liberians, Egyptian and other people should not be forced to leave. But we can't say it's racist.
But they can accept people. That's why you got a couple Americans, British, all around, or join the foreign territorial defense in Ukraine. Basically, you gotta go to your embassy, to like a Ukraine embassy, and ask them. Like here, you go to DC with I think it's in DC. To Ukraine embassy, ask them, what can I do to join? Get all your affairs in order. Your documents and find out who you are. Then you go over there, catch a plane over there. Then you're going to fight on their behalf. We known for doing this. We known for fighting over the wars and everything else and stuff like that. We're just, a lot of people don't hear about it. So, but if they're playing this is racism, it's not racism. You're just not a Ukraine. They're trying to get their people out. So they're in a tight crunch to get their people out, get their people safe. That's their main job as the soldiers and all that, forcing people out. I mean, it sucks, but you have to wait till you can able to get on. I'm sorry. If not, call your embassy and then get your way out. We're so blessed here in America. People take for granted that you or in any type of situation, like any country in the world, well, not Afghanistan and not Ukraine, or not this administration alone, because you'll be left alone. Okay, just saying, this administration will leave you behind. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. But I'm talking about
Afghanistan. They give them the opportunity. They give American citizens the opportunity to leave. Most of them,
but they try to get out.
That's why.
But I'm gonna get back to my point. We're so blessed that anywhere in the world you call the embassy, U.S. embassy, and you tell them who you are, prove who you are, and everything else. Where are you? We get you out, and they will get you out. Prime example is this: Jeff Bezos, a billionaire. He was down on his yacht in Mexico, and he's all the way down there, and he basically called the U.S. embassy, hey, I'm dying, I don't know what to do, and all. They literally brought in the military to get him out, got him through aircraft carrier, and turns out he had a kidney stone. And to a lot of people who don't go through it, I haven't gone through it, but a lot of people I hear about it, it's like dying. It's very painful and stuff like that. But, he went through all the deal with that. But I'm just saying, though, we're so blessed that we can able to get out as an American and all that. So it's their fault for not seeing the signs to begin with, not getting out, not caring about the warnings till it actually happened and striking all that. Now they want to leave.
So the guy you are saying, technically, you can't say that Ukrainians are racist because they have to take care of their own first. Right? They have to take care of their own first.
Well, they got to take care of the people now. They're in a state now where they have to take care of the people and everything else. Yeah. It's you have perfectly time to get out. If I was over there and they got too hot and heavy, and I'm the type of person who will fight, I will fight. Believe me, I'm thinking I'm thinking about a couple times about joining the defense force, but I mean, I'm still debating on it. But that's my personal choice. But if I was there at that time, I would be like, I'm already here. What do you need me to do? Give me a rifle. Let's go.
Yeah,
but
I just take
but if I wasn't like that, I'm like that, and Americans saying you must get out because you're getting ready to invade, I'm going to call my embassy to go, what do I need to do? Can you help me get out? I want to leave now. I heard you guys warned. All right, we're leaving on this plane here. Hop on in, and we can go. But the problem is, though, I would hope they won't charge me a couple $100,000 for taking the plane out, flying me out like they did a couple Americans in Afghanistan. And
they got to pay themselves, or it's on the governments?
No, Biden charge them.
They charge everybody who got on the plane?
Afghanistan, you want to get out, you have to pay so much money to get out and stuff. That's not right. That's not right. So, I mean, there was reports of that too. So, I mean, that's a different topic.
I'm not sure.
But if that happened to me, I'm like, well, I am staying, or I'll call my folks. Can you Venmo me or cash at me or whatever, just to give me some money to get the plane ticket out of here before it gets too crazy. But
yeah, so on that point, I still don't agree that it's were racist. I think I agree with you that embassies in developing other countries should be caring or care for their own people in time of disaster or wars and stuff like that. They should be there to take the people out.
And they're trying to.
If at all it was like deliberate or it was something calculated that they were trying to get Africans and Indians out of the how do you call this, out of the train because of their color, then it's troubling. I just think that was not the situation. My own thing here is
they're checking everyone's papers.
Yeah, if I'm in Ukraine as a young man, if I'm working in Ukraine, maybe I'm not Ukrainian citizen, and as you regularly said, if the country is going through war, I can show my patriotism to this country that I've lived in, I've benefited from. Look, can I?
Yeah, that's what you can do.
What can I do to help? You
Yes.
should not be looking at it
You
from
can
black
join.
and white. You know what I mean? I would not be looking at it from black and white. If it's something that is systemic, I can talk about it before crisis. It's not because I want to leave the country now and now I'm complaining that, oh, they put me on a train because I'm a black man. You know, I don't think it should be that way. We should not just think that, okay, if America is involved in a war with Russia, the next thing I'm going to do is to hop on the plane and then exit, go to Liberia, and then after.
And that's your choice to go.
No, that's my choice. I want to show
up to you.
I want to show my patriotism to the country too. You know, to fight, to defend this country, because when in peacetime I was here and benefited from all of the resources.
But there's some reports of Africans there are putting out there saying that my government, there's nothing for my government to do. I'm trying to get through our government to ask for help. What should we do to get out? And there's nothing. They're leaving their people basically, yes. They don't care. They do not care. But the thing is, though, is it's a big mess. And it's getting worse. And like I said, like I told you, it wouldn't stop here, and it's spreading. And I, like I said, I keep telling people that I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right.
What do you mean?
Remember I told you I want to be wrong. I want to be a crazy person, because every time I talk about this stuff, it happens. And the worst part is now Sweden. Sweden had to scramble their jets because Russia they flew their jets into Sweden's airspace and all that. And Japan too. There was a Russian helicopter flew into Japan airspace. Mm-hmm. So like Russia's really expand to retake what's lost and more. And only thing we could do is put sanctions on them that they would not, like the people are used to. You see videos, we ask people about the sanctions, like, and there was an old guy said that we survived during World War II in the 90s when we lost everything. We will survive this. Like, you putting on sanctions on something that they're used to not having. Those type of items. So it wouldn't make no difference.
It made no difference.
It would make no difference to them. But the first time ever, though, I guess Switzerland credit. They're not neutral. First time ever. They basically told Russia and the hierarchs there that you can't get your money. And Switzerland been neutral of all the wars. Now they're saying no, you can't get your money. Sorry. They actually kind of somewhat took a stand. And that's like, wow, that's something to worry about.
But everybody is taking a stand. The United States agree, as we discussed in our last video, the United States has agreed to send lethal military aid. It's almost $10 billion of military aid to Ukraine.
No, it's 300 and some.
Yeah, I think a few days ago, Congress...
It just arrived today, but I mean, if they might send some more, but...
And other countries is doing more. Even Turkey is blocking Russian naval vessels from using
trying to get to the Mediterranean.
Yeah, trying to get it. So everybody is doing a little bit. My only concern here is with the kind of a bombardment that Russia is carrying on in Ukraine. How long is it going to take? Or what is it going to take for the international community to really say, look, my man, enough is enough. Ukraine is fighting.
They're saying
I don't think that somebody is using jet bombers, using those heavy artillery and you throwing rocks at them. I don't think it's going to help. So I'm pleased also that Turkey is sending drones. Turkey is not sending drones that are capable, unmanned drones that are capable of taking down those tanks and other stuff. So, which of course everybody is happy, but I just wonder how long is it going to take? Because if Russia should overrun Ukraine, that's a defeat for the entire world. It's a defeat for the entire world.
Well, because everybody's a defeat for Europe.
What's the Europe? But
because he being right on the back doorstep. Ukraine was a buffer before it hit Poland. So now they're, if Russia takes over and claims it, now basically it's right there again. And we got to put missiles back there again, point at them, try to keep Russia at bay again, and everything else. Which, Obama said, you don't need that, take them all down, and everything else, we're good with Russia and everything else, Russia behave, and sure enough, they all listened to him, took him down, and next thing you know, he took, what, Crimea? Not Crimea, that part of Ukraine, next to the water and stuff.
Crimea?
Crimea, that's right.
He took Crimea already.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he did, and he stopped. And he was testing out the water. To me, he was testing it out, see what they would do. And that was it. But Ukraine's alone can't take on Russia. You need more than just giving them military and aid and everything else. You actually need, I hate to say it, but you actually need more people involved. And,
no, I think
and the problem is, though, it's like they're going around volunteers and everything else, but you need other countries involved, to help out. Not just give them supplies, but actually boots on the ground to really show aggression to Russia that this enough's just enough. You got mixed. Majority of people, Russians, are like, they follow what Putin says. They're so brainwashed into the Communist Party that they're like, all right, whatever. But you got people protesting, saying it's wrong, and they're just knocking them up, beating them up, rounding them up, and taking them to jail. They took an old lady who lived through all that, like an old lady. You see cops come up and basically round her up and talk her away, take away kids and everything else, give them jail time and stuff. Like that, Russia is the communists is no joke. They don't want protests and stuff. So they,
Russia,
but hey, we want that here though. But hey,
Russia is off the chain. It's off the chain in the sense that, and I think the West is, it's been, if Ukraine is captured, the West is defeated, and there is nothing they can say. Even nobody wants to.
What do you mean defeated? I mean, you lost some territory. We lost a country that's not part of the United Nations or NATO.
Yeah, but
so what we lose from it?
We lose because the problem there is the international system, the international order has been obliterated by Russia.
Okay.
An independent country is being invaded by another independent country. Let's go back to.
But I'm just saying though, Ukraine alone, even though you give them aid and all that, they all can hold out so long and they will eventually fail. It's a matter of it's a matter of when Russia win.
I don't think they'll fall.
I'm telling you, win.
I don't agree that they'll fall. You know why I don't agree that they'll fall?
Why?
Ukraine population is almost 44 million people.
Okay.
If you enter there, you have to hold that country. And 44 million people are going to fight against you.
You know how many Russians lost during World War II fighting the Nazis? Over 55 million. They kept throwing, kept fighting.
But that
they just kept fighting and fighting.
Russia cannot sustain that war for that long. No, they don't have the resources to do that. And Ukraine is.
Why they got their own gas line?
My only problem here is the messages coming out of the West is mixed messages. Few days ago they said we're going to send planes and fighter jets to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I think 2 days ago, that's it, 1 day ago, they say, "Oh no, we're not going to send jet. If we do that, we're going to be in direct confrontation with Russia." Okay, let's look at that point. Well, everybody said Russia should not enter Ukraine.
Well, here's our leadership. Okay, Russia is keep wrapping up. He's getting ready to nukes and all that, getting ready just in case. And was it Belarus?
Yeah, Belarus. Yeah.
The leader there is slipping out their attack plan to invade Ukraine and stuff. So now he changed up, saying no, it's not like that. We just agreed that Russia can station nuclear weapons in our country because they're like this. They're like peas in a pod. So now you got that conflict. What was I gonna say? Brain fart again.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
But I gotta remember. So now when all this starting, like like basically a year ago, Russia Ukraine, because this back and forth, you know, over time and stuff like that, and Russia, it was came out an intel report like 90% of their nuclear missiles, you know, intercontinental, you know, around the world missiles, they're gotten like 90%, like fixing them up, getting them ready.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it came out to U.S. that none of our leaders, you know, like what was it, Pocahontas, Warren, Joe Biden, all them saying no to our military, that we should not do it. You know, get ours up and ready. We're at 0% at that time to get them prep and ready, just in case, like upgrades, stuff they need to get ready.
What for?
Our nukes and stuff, because, you know, probably off the old system and all that, you need new wiring and stuff, like getting prep and ready just in case.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to spend the money. They're like, no, we can use it to get trans rights and you know, equality and all that and stuff. But now that it's phrased, now that they're trying to get them up and running, now the Air Force is trying to do a test on one of them to get them, you know, prepped and all that. They canned it due to Biden don't want to show, saying I might show aggression to Russia, to Mother Russia. It was show aggression. Like I said, I hope that people that you know want equality and everything else. I mean, you guys got what you wanted. You know, you have it and you cake too. And I just hope how's you guys Russian? I'm just saying, how's your Russian? Good? Huh? Can you ready to, you know, worship the Mother Russia, you know? And how you like the radiation? You took iodine pills, you know, help you with the radiation poison and all that? Because, you know, you're electing to combat people in office, so. But only reason with it comes out with Trump when he dealt with the Russian aggression was with Taiwan and Moscow. Well, with China and Moscow, is basically he told Russia, because Russia back then tried to start with, you know, testing out the wars with Ukraine, and Trump said, basically told him, if you invade Ukraine, I'm just gonna bomb Moscow. And then China started with Taiwan, and he said, you invade Taiwan, I'm just gonna bomb Beijing. Basically told him, like, you basically, you know, he took to heart that, you know, we promised to defend, I'm going to keep that promise.
Yeah.
So, but don't worry though, we're banning like vodka stuff from Russia. But the idea is though, if China starts invading Taiwan, let me see people banning Chinese made stuff. Oh wait, that's everything. So that ain't going to happen.
I want to still go back to the point that the Western world is failing themselves, not Ukraine, because after this war, no matter how the war comes out, and the Ukrainian survive this onslaught, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to come out one of the strongest countries in Europe, one of the strongest countries. Yeah, that's my reason for saying it.
After they rebuild,
every country.
After they rebuild.
Yeah,
I mean, because if they get soon enough, they get done. Say, oh, now we're the strongest. Well, it's time from Belarus come over and just take over, because you know you wasted all your reserves and everything else fighting Russia, and you're tired. The next thing you know, you got Belarus coming over.
No, but the thing that is, if the war should come to an end, Russia is going to pay for every damage that is done in Ukraine.
Yeah, okay.
Every damage.
Okay.
I was just reading an article on CNN. You know that when Iraq entered Kuwait in the 90s,
mm-hmm.
It was just 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago that Iraq paid off the $52 billion of damage that was done in Kuwait.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, from 1990 to this time. I'm saying, and it's been said repeatedly, when the war is over, all of Russia's assets will be seized, overseas assets, foreign assets are going to be seized to pay war reparation for Ukraine. So Russia's going to carry on because it was an unprovoked attack.
Okay.
So it's going to the international community.
So
I'm saying Ukraine is going to come up.
Here's a quick history lesson, okay? Which people forget. After World War One was done, who had to pay for every damage after the war? Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That put Germany in such a great depression that literally they're growing food in the streets. They print out so much and they inflated their money so much that a wheelbarrow of their currency at that time would pay a loaf of bread. Okay? You think it's funny. Then the people were so desperate, they felt like they've been defeated and stuff like that. Then you get this nice speaker guy comes in and starts speaking, you know, what the people want to hear and promise prosperity, and he started bringing some and rose up through the ranks and everything else, and next thing you know, he became a leader. And you know who that person was? Hitler.
Uh-huh.
He brought him out of a Great Depression and all that. So, like you say, you're going to pay back. I understand they should pay back for the damages and everything else. But you have to be careful, though.
They will. Or they will have to pay back.
Well, yeah, but it's up to them if they want to pay back or not.
No, it's not up to them.
But
it's not up to them.
You're just going to take.
Everything
then you're going to take back.
Yeah, everything that Russia sells internationally. Every asset that Russia has overseas. Everything, even the oil. The international community will buy Russia's oil. But a percentage of Russia's oil will have to be used to rebuild Ukraine. Russia has to be made to understand that's going to be the situation. But let me make another point.
So, and you're going to take assets and land and everything else.
No. It's not taking land. We're taking what they have. What they have to rebuild Ukraine.
That same thing they got is land, what they have.
Yeah, but we're not going to take the land because that's the land. But to rebuild Ukraine.
What do you mean? It worked well during Germany after World War I, didn't it?
Well, I don't know what form it's going to take, but the damage that has been done in Ukraine, Russia should be made known. It should be made known to Russia, which of course they already told her about, that she's going to be accountable for everything that happened over there. All the bombing she's doing, all the destruction that is going on, all the money that Ukraine is spending to fight this unnecessary war, unprovoked attack on Ukraine, Russia is going to be responsible to rebuild, to repay. Because if Iraq oil money was used to rebuild Kuwait, Russia cannot be left off the hook. So we can't have two things going on at the same time. We crack down on Ukraine, on Iraq.
So the money's useless, though. I'm saying their money's worthless.
What's the point?
All they need to do. So what's the point? How they're gonna pay back and what? If the ruble don't mean nothing now, no value, then what it is.
That's why they have to be thinking about as they pursue this unnecessary war. That at the end of this war.
No, I'm saying this. After the war, Russia lost and everything else in the world, so you have to pay back for the damages, the loss, the funerals, blah 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 for Ukraine and all that. You must rebuild Ukraine. Okay? You have to pay money. Which the ruble don't mean nothing. Mm-hmm. Basically, right now you can wipe your behind with it because no one wants to touch it. So therefore, it's nothing but a piece of paper. Mm-hmm. Okay? Or fabric. I don't know. It depends. Ours is fabric, but I don't know if there's paper or fabric. But I'm saying it's for paper for now. So it's paper. Then how they gonna pay back? Since it's useless, and you got no other thing else, we're just gonna take your oil. We're gonna take some land and everything else.
No, we're not taking your oil. The international.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet?
Oh, they expect whosoever does the evaluation or whatsoever will come back to tell us how much damage.
You know how to do that? Mm-mm. The other countries' governments get involved. Say we want this, we want that, blah blah blah. We take this, we take that. How you think Berlin Wall happened? I mean, it's just like we want this, no, we want this. So they divided it up. So all right, we got this, got that. We build a wall. See, bye. That side communism, this side democracy.
But I still want to come back to saying that this war has changed Europe greatly. It has changed Europe. Look at Germany, right? Germany now is rebuilding its military. Rebuilding its military.
Now that's the problem, though. Now that's the problem.
What's the problem?
Germany lost world wars, and now they're on our team. They don't have a good record. They don't have a good record. So,
No, but
and then on that side,
no,
I'm a little worried.
I'm worried. Everybody should be worried because the war has changed. Russia has changed the world. Germany is fearful of its own survival. They can't leave that. They can't leave that.
Why?
They can't leave the military.
Why?
They can't leave
We
the security.
send troops to Poland and Germany. Everything is fine.
But I'm afraid because if all the thing that NATO is doing, if Russia should attack Poland today, I don't think NATO can stand up. I seriously believe, I might be wrong. I seriously believe that NATO will not be able to attack Poland. Let's say will not be able to defend Poland. They'll say, oh, that's a small country, and we'll negotiate. I don't think they will be able to do that. Because that's the point.
They will negotiate.
They will negotiate. They will not send troops into Poland. They say, oh, Poland was, it's a small country.
So wait a minute.
They have been demoralized. The whole NATO has been demoralized. The United States, everybody is coming up weak out of the Ukrainian crisis. I don't know what Trump would have done. I know a lot of people are saying Trump would have been stronger than this. I don't want to agree with that because Joe Biden, this current government is doing its level best.
They ain't doing nothing.
No, they are doing a lot. But I think they need to do more than what they are doing. Sell Ukraine, jets, to Ukraine to withstand Russia onslaught. They need to do that. Why would you refuse selling?
They're banning Russian blue cats. They're banning them. I mean, they're doing everything again. Just cats. Really? They're banning Russian blue cats. I got a Russian blue cat. Love him to death.
So that's your
So I'm waiting for the Gestapo come out the door, start banging, and say, hey, you got to terminate your cat now because he's a Russian blue. Russia's bad, so we're gonna take your cat. Not going to happen. I'm sorry. But that's the current administration we got now. That should put fear in Russia, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, they should have. So if Russia takes over Poland and be like, okay, we're going to negotiate.
Yeah.
That worked well before World War II, didn't it? With Hitler kept taking, negotiate, okay, you can have that to stop, and he kept taking and taking. I'm just saying, history's repeating itself, and no one wants to listen. No one wants to do this. No one wants to do nothing, and you got a weak leader and all that. So now the problem is, though, if it really comes down to a nuclear strike, okay? Now the problem is, though, is this. Russia's shooting their missiles at us, okay? We got someone in office, can't say a complete sentence, don't know what he's talking about, don't know where he's at. You can point him, go this way, he's still walking straight past you. He's in can't hear it. You expect him to read the launch code?
I don't think
you expect him to grab the football, you must read it. Pineapple.
I don't know what
No, read it. It's A, B, C, 1, 2, 4. Which is it? You must put the code in now to launch the missile. And he won't do it. Because he's incoherent.
I don't know what
and yet you voted for him. You voted for him.
I know what you're talking
about. So
about.
like I'm saying, I hope you like iodine pills, what you need for radiation. I hope you got a bunker because you know why? You did this shit. Yeah, you guys did this. No one wants to listen.
I don't know what Russia. I can't say anything. I can't say Russia can't do this. Russia can do anything. Russia can fire missiles and let's say nuclear weapons. You see what they did in Ukraine a few days ago? They fired a nuclear plane. Now the international community say, "Oh no, it's still in good order. Nothing happened. No radiation coming out. What have you?" They are still afraid. They went to Libya, my small country in Africa. NATO forces went to Libya. When nobody invited them there, they went to Libya and bombed and took Gaddafi from power. Now in Ukraine, the Ukrainian government is inviting NATO to come. NATO wants to come into Ukraine and assist. With all the bombardment that Russia is doing, nobody wants to enter Ukraine. That just shows to me that the international community knows they're taking the battles. They go on weaker countries and they can't stand up to the bigger countries. They don't want to stand up to Russia because everybody's afraid.
Because know why? Because they're waiting for what we would do. It's different. If we're going in there to help out, other countries will follow suit. That's the thing.
Oh, so they're waiting for the United States to take the first step.
Yes, because United Nations, they don't have a strong military. They don't have satellites. They have nothing and everything else. There's a big report. 75% of the force, everything else is Americans. Americans being a world police, fighting these and everything else. Sometimes you get Philippines fighting some jobs and fighting little crisis in Africa, this and that. But it's all provided by American technology and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like they don't like you said. Now they got to rebuild their military. Germany, France, and all of them because they're like, shit. We got no
with the nest. The guy can.
Yeah, we got no choice. We can't expect Sleepy Joe, the sniffer Joe Biden, to help us because he's sniffing the little kids. But hey, whatever.
But then I want to come back to Trump, right? I want to come back to Trump. Not that I like him, but he said something that NATO was absolute. It was an old faction stuff that needed to be revamped. And I think looking at it in retrospect, he was right. NATO is not able to stand up to Russia.
Yeah, that's why he's forcing them to build. You cannot
money lies instead you putting all the weight on the United States.
See the problem.
You are the first line of defense in Europe. You should first of all take on the battle against Russia before the United States can step in at the last result. You can look at the United States. United States is over here. You are on the ground. The war is on the European soil. Europe should first of all take the first stance. And I want to applaud Germany for taking the first step and saying, Lord, we're going to send a little military weapons to Ukraine. That I'm applauding them to do. But I think they need to do
So everyone else is doing it. But you give them weapons, and you hoping Ukraine can equip them enough to that Russia might back off. But the problem is, though, you need troops and vehicles and stuff. And you actually need to put boots on the ground.
I don't think they need that. I don't think they need troops. You already got 4 million people. About 20 million of them are young men. And let's say about 10 million of them are young men and women who are capable of fighting. I think the logistics.
So I got 20 million. I got let's give them a good amount. Let's say maybe 10 million will fight.
Yeah.
Right. The other ones are just running away. Right. You got 10 million fighters. I can just send over 50 million. Tanks and everything else, destroy the country, take over the country, sit back and wait. I don't have to worry about Germany forces. I don't need to worry about French, Poland, Switzerland. Well, I don't know, maybe Switzerland might send forces. I mean, this is a new thing. But I don't need to worry about Americans because, they're too scared. We're too scared to deal with them and everything else. Oh, wow.
But
I'm just saying. Yeah, but if we start sending troops in and stuff, Russia might rethink, like, oh, shit, I must really think. I must really think about this.
And Russia is winning right now. You know how Russia
Well, because, why? Because we ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, but yes, the thing is, Russia is saying, if anybody enter into Ukraine, there's a sovereign territory, right? Or sovereign country. Russia invaded that country. And Putin says, anybody enter Ukraine, they will face the full might of Russia.
Okay.
Or like this. Yeah, Ukraine, they are.
You got this, bud. Here's some weapons. We got this. You got this. We back you 100%. That's what we're doing.
That's it. Europe can't continue to depend on the United States. The war is, let's assume that somebody attacked the United States. They're waiting for Europe to come. We have to fight. We have to put up the fight first. We have to enforce the no-fly zone. Turkey is helping us say, look, Russia, you're not going to be using our territorial water to enter your ship into Ukraine. That is a great step.
Well, no.
NATO need to start rethinking. Europe has to start rethinking that they got to try to admit Turkey as a member of NATO.
No.
They got to try to admit, not to start to say, look, Ukraine is a member of NATO and we got to get involved into this fight. Now we're boots on the ground, but we're going to get the jet. We're going to send, fighter jets to them. We're going to sell their tanks. We're going to sell it and say, we're not going to enter them. We're going to sell it to them when they want it. Ukrainian government can buy it from NATO and buy it from the United States and use it to fight.
How they can't buy it if they got no money? Everything's been destroyed. The infrastructure. Then what?
We sell it to them and they pay back.
So
I
what?
owe you.
We don't.
I owe you, man. I owe you. I don't,
Oh, we're gonna give it to you. We're gonna build Russia for it, right?
No, we're not gonna.
So no, because you said Russia's gonna pay back for everything.
Oh yeah.
So now here's the question though. We give them all this and say, hey, that's gonna be like close to almost $2 trillion. You guys are gonna take like forever to pay, but don't worry though. We're actually gonna build IOU to us, but guess what? Once you get done, you're gonna pay it back, or Russia will pay on your behalf, right? Ukraine fell, took over. We lost that. Russia ain't gonna pay. Then what? We stuck with IOU, the only thing you do wipe you behind with. That's what I'm saying though. So
you say
but the thing is though, this get back. You say if America was invaded, okay? Europe won't come. No one's gonna come because know why?
No.
If I was them, it's this. I'm seeing this through because you got 200 million Americans with guns. Oh, this is gonna be good. I'm gonna see this through. And plus, they don't have a type of ship skid here anyway, because they not really or like naval based like how we are, because we got ships and everything else to take troops back and forth because we're lucky we're kind of somewhat isolated somewhat because. Well, I'm not technically from Russia. It's only like 50 miles from Russia to Alaska. But still, though, if like any other country's trying to come to America, we're going to know about it. But like in Europe and all the major Asia and Europe and all of them are connected. So they're going to have a big conflict there. So, I said.
But I think yet and still, I still believe that Ukraine will survive this. Russia going to take the next 20, 30 years and they'll still be fighting Ukraine. They'll still be fighting Ukraine. We have seen it all over.
They're going to keep fighting because Ukraine ain't going to forget this after they get done. So they're going to beef up their military, get new technology, new weapons. They combat Russia because, this ain't going to happen again if they survive.
Yeah, they're going to rebuild. Even now, the Germany and the EU countries got to start rethinking their own defense. They got to rethink their own defense because there's a big blow to them. A war is happening on the backyard, especially the fund NATO for what? The fund NATO to
all liberal policies do not work. Prime example, you can't be kumbaya, my lord, with everyone else. It's not like that. The reality, hit them across the face like, we're done. Oh my God, Russia invade, and they're going to take over Ukraine.
And it's just a disgrace that we all say, oh, they are withstanding
liberals
Russia.
Ideals,
oh yeah,
liberal policies.
They are withstanding Russia. That doesn't make any sense to me. You see that Ukrainian cities have been leveled.
Okay.
And on the European Union, one of the European Union countries, it's not a part of the EU.
You can damn it all you want, but it ain't gonna do nothing. It's just words. You got to show actions.
But I think.
And Trump show action. He did when he attacked what's it, Syria?
Yeah, he bombed.
Syria and all that, and just told him like, yeah, and the world know he meant action. He met action. Dropped on mother all bombs until kill 17 terrorists for killing an American soldier. Stuff like that. He proved by action. He didn't speak words. He proved by action first. Then he spoke words. And that's when he told him, like, I will bomb you. I will bomb Moscow. I will bomb Beijing if you attack these areas. And that's why nothing happened. Because he would do it.
Let me play the devil's advocate. We don't really know we don't really know.
I would play devil's advocate.
We don't know what the international community is doing behind closed doors to assist Ukraine.
Oh, I know what they're doing.
You know what they're doing?
How can we make money off of this?
A few prices going up.
Oh, I mean, I'm just
everybody benefits. And now we buy gas for $4.
Sanctions, yeah. Sanctions, yeah. On Russia.
It's going to take 20 years.
What do you mean, Russia?
At that time, as I said in our last video, Libya President Muammar Gaddafi still about 20 years to withstand the sanction of the international community. He voluntarily gave out his nuclear weapons. But then you know what the price for was? He was bombed and he was overthrown. Ukraine gave out nuclear weapons.
Promise not to be invaded.
Promise not to be invaded
and
and be protected by the United States and the international community. Now they are under pressure. They are being bombarded 24/7. Rockets raining on them, bombs raining on the cities, and all we're doing is Ukrainians are strong people.
Don't worry though. Don't worry though. Liberal policies work. They work. Liberal policies. It's showing.
But now I want to look.
We're on the right track. According to you, we're on the right track of everything. What's going on? You said we're on the right track by this administration leading the world, and he's been wrong at everything. We're on the right track.
This is a very big test for Europe. It's a very big test for Europe. And if
don't depend on us at this administration.
During Trump's
we ain't gonna do nothing.
During Trump's administration, Trump was criticizing NATO.
Because you know why?
Asking the NATO country to
why he criticized
the defense and the budget.
No, why he criticized them? Because over the years they run over us. They expect us to pay the bill, and they're not paying their fair share. They all agree to meet these certain terms, and they don't. Yet we do, and they expect us to pay the bill. And the worst part is when they all vote, America's do America, and we say no, and we're stuck because we're outvoted. No, and he goes, no, enough's enough. You got to do it on your own. You got to. That's why he's forced these countries to build their own, like Japan. He's forcing them to beef up their military capabilities as possible. So, and people are like, how dare he do that? Because it's time you can't rely on us. Japan people must defend themselves. You know, you can't rely on us, even though we got troops there and everything else. But I hate to tell you this, with this current administration, Americans in the back and close our embassies and everything else and back away. Betcha.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to do critical. We don't want to destroy our infrastructure of Chinese-made goods and made in China.
Yeah.
Please, we gotta protect the stock market, right?
But we want to go towards small. We want to overrun small countries like Libya, like Kuwait, not Kuwait, but like Iraq. But when it comes to big country, we're supposed to show up. Say, look, the international community, the international order should be respected. We back up. Now look at the kind of shameful situation
that's called alliance, and we can't do that. We can't do that. How Belarus and Russia are like alliance? How dare they? Oh, Belarus back Russia 100%. They're working together and shit.
Yeah,
but hey, though, we got agreement though. We got agreement.
And to that point, when Syrian president, I think I said it in our last video, when Syrian president called for help from Russia was in Syria the next day. If I said next day, I mean necessarily the next day. But Russian troops entered into Syria and supported the Syrian government. That's why the Syrian government is still standing today. Although you have rebel factions in other parts of the country, but the Russians provided stability, security for Damascus and other places.
They're used to, because Russians used to a police state, policing people and stuff. We're not. We're used to you govern your own self because you're a free American.
No, but
so we're not used to governing people control.
No.
So you can't rely on us to keep being there to defend you. You
got to
defend yourself.
But the person is in distress. The person is being overrun by rebel forces, and they call you, say, look, my man, come.
It worked well in Belarus, didn't it?
Huh?
People protest about their election. 100% they stole the election there, but Russia came in and kept the leader in power. So that's why they like this. They got Russian troops in Belarus, keeping people down. Rifle hits back of the people's head and killing them. Make them disappear. But hey, though, that's communism. That's what we want, right, Bernie Sanders? That's what we want. That's what we want.
No, I don't think Bernie Sanders was communist.
Yes, he does.
I don't think so.
He took his wife to Moscow for the honeymoon in the winter.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that he wants communism in this country.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't think that he wants...
All right, Cuba got 100% literacy rate. The only thing they taught to read is the Malavisa. That was it. That's the only thing they could read. So what? So of course you got 100%.
Let me ask you this question.
But hey, no, bread lines are a great thing, according to Bernie Sanders.
Okay, let me ask you the question. What is your best prediction as to how long you think the Ukrainian government or the Ukrainian armed forces are going to stand the Russian onslaught? How long do you
Um.
think that's going to last? What's the best prediction?
Well, they already got like 3 mercenaries assassination attempt at the Ukraine president already happened. Um. If he's still in the picture, like he doesn't get assassinated, maybe a month, maybe the most a month. If he gets assassinated, maybe a week after the assassination, Russia will take over. That's my prediction, and I hope I'm wrong. Hope I'm wrong. 100%. Hope I'm wrong, right? And I don't want people to get mad at me. You jinx it, this and that. I'm just telling you what my gut feels, how I am, because I've been right ever since this stuff been going. I'm telling you.
But let me tell you my prediction.
Go ahead.
Right?
Want to have a little wager?
I think the war is going to last forever.
Well,
forever.
I mean,
but Ukraine is going.
What do you mean, like keep bombarding it forever, or after Ukraine's done, after the invasion's done, Russia backs off, and they gonna be at each other's throat?
Yeah, because I don't think.
Oh, of course, Josh got invaded.
I don't think Russia might be able to settle down, but Russia will not be able to hold Ukraine. It will not be able to hold Ukraine.
Maybe half of it.
Not even half of it. Now the war will continue to everywhere that Russia is. You know, because the weapons are entering into the weapons are being sent to Ukraine right now. The weapons are being sent to Ukraine right now. We will not see the effects of those weapons that have been sent, but over the long haul, you're going to see the Russia going to start feeling the pinch of the Ukrainian military.
You know how Russians deal with hostage situations?
Bomb everybody.
Gas them, kill them, shoot them, bomb them.
But
I'm just saying, that's the mindset. That's the government mindset.
You don't know how
that's not the people mindset. That's the Russian government mindset. Let me tell you, so they're going to start throwing more troops. Let me
tell you what this guy is doing in Yemen. The Yemen rebels.
Okay.
You know what they're doing in Yemen?
What?
They're bombing now. They're sending drones into Saudi Arabia to bomb right in Saudi Arabia territory. To call their attention to say, look, we're here. Ukraine is a much developed and much bigger and stronger country than those terrorists in Yemen. I can't underestimate the ability to start attacking into Russia and make the war a war between two peoples. And then maybe that's the time international.
What do you mean, terrorists or freedom fighters?
Oh no, they're not terrorists. It's the government responding to attacks on their territory. So the two countries with people start believing that.
So wait a minute, you said Yemen rebels. The terrorists.
The terrorists in that place. They are bombing in Iraq.
The terrorists or freedom fighters?
No, I'm not saying they're freedom fighters. I'm only saying they are
to their eyes, they're freedom fighters.
They are showing to Saudi Arabia who are in the
Well, no, I'm trying to ask to their eyes and the people they believe they're freedom
fighters. You know, they say one man rebel is another man's freedom fighter. So I'm not going to go into who's fighting the right, but I'm just saying that they are now using drones, but those are Uranian-made drones. Some people are saying that Iran is doing that, bombing into Saudi Arabia. But that's a discussion for another day. I'm saying the war, my prediction is the war. Russia is not going to win the war. They are going to destroy much of Ukraine infrastructure.
Okay.
But they're not going to hold territory in Ukraine. Because if they're going to hold territory in Ukraine, it will be a lot of body bags going back to Moscow.
That's fine within a week.
Yeah, within a week. Everybody thought that would have overrun that country.
They took over the biggest nuclear power plant in Europe. So
yeah, so we'll see what you.
So they're gonna cut the power off. Then what? They'll cut the power off in Ukraine because they took over the power plant. But hey,
but it doesn't mean that they're going to hold it.
What do you mean hold it? They keep gaining ground inch by inch.
It doesn't mean they're going to hold it.
You can slow down their bleeding.
That what happened here. All that Ukraine is doing now is assessing Russian military power, right? It's assessing the military power, and the international community is also assessing military power. What do we use to match this guy? That's all they're doing right now. And as the war progresses, as the war continues, those army ammunition, those lethal weapons that are necessary to withstand Russia will enter into Ukraine, and Ukraine will be able to match them. And when Russia try to understand that they have equal weapons as Ukraine has, they will now start to rethink their moves.
Russian secret agents into Ukraine, marking buildings with symbols for airstrikes, with paint. Sometimes not paint. You gotta use UAV light to show the marker and stuff. There's little videos of them doing, of that. They're marked buildings for airstrikes.
Let me just take you back to another thing. You know the war between Azerbaijan and Armenia. The Turkish government provided drones to one of the sides. I think the Albanians or something, I'm not sure, but one of the countries. And those drones were able to disable and dismantle, destroy most of the Russian-made tanks and other stuff. Those are the same drones now that are entering into Ukraine. We'll start to see the effect of those drones shortly. That has disabled and will continue to disable most of the Russian tanks and the air defense systems that is sending into Ukraine. And then when that happens, it will be man on man on my sword, and you'll see the tide will begin to turn. I believe, my prediction is the bombardment will happen, but it will subside after 2-3 weeks, and you'll see Russian troops will try to pull back. Because the amount of supplies, lethal military supplies that are entering into Ukraine,
What do you think?
Going to make the difference.
Why do you think Russians are pulling back?
You say why they will pull back?
Yeah,
because they will not be able to hold the ground. They'll not be able
No, because we banned Russian blue cats. We banned them. That's really gonna hurt them.
You want to be sarcastic?
Oh my God, they're gonna ban Russian blue cats.
I don't believe that Ukraine will fall after a month. I don't believe it. I believe that those cities that they have taken.
That's what I'm saying. That if within a month, if the president doesn't get their elected official, their president, duly elected, does not get assassinated. Within he gets assassinated, maybe a week or two, and they're gonna fall apart. Yeah, but there's a couple attempts on him already.
On that point.
So I'm just saying that he ain't hiding like any other politician would. He's in the front lines fighting for them, fighting for the people and stuff. Mm-hmm. Here, you expect Sniffy Joe to be here in the front lines? No, he's gonna move somewhere else, hide in the bunker. Bunker Joe. And he's gonna hide in the bunker.
I really pray that
he got no problem losing 13 American soldiers and leaving Americans behind. He has no problem letting Americans get killed and stuff. He don't care.
But I think that's what the American people want. They don't want conflict. They don't want American troops to go into foreign wars. And that's why I still disagree with you when you say
that is a mixed messaging there, because the news and everyone else saying no because we don't want, because the government, big corporate, the media, they don't want to go to war with Russia. I've talked to a lot of people. I talked to a lot of people, and they're saying why we're not there defending Ukraine. Why we're not there if it's getting so badly, war crimes, why we're not there helping them? Why?
We will help them, but we'll not help them, with boots on the ground.
The people are asking why we don't have boots on the ground. Like I said,
we're supposed to have boots on the ground before the war started. We're supposed to have boots on the ground before the war started.
It's always mixed between American people, back and forth. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't say majority of Americans don't want to put boots on the ground. We do not know. We never know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Maybe we speak 50-50, or majority of Americans want boots on the ground to actually go war to put a stop to it. We do not know. That's why I'm trying to say, don't get your panties in a bunch, you want to start arguing, because, I smack you down again, as always, Conway. Come on, man, I'm tired of beating you up. Okay? But anyway, no, it's just...
But I think all we say, we are saying it as lay people. We don't know what's happening from the security standpoint. We don't know what American advisors and military advisors, CIAs and other people are in Ukraine, helping them to what to do.
Know what they're saying?
Maybe the Europeans.
You know what they're saying?
No.
We're really fucked up on this one.
Who's saying that?
I don't know. The
CIA and the other group of people?
Yeah. The top military generals,
the Pentagon stuff?
the Pentagon, Defense Administration and all of them, like, we really fucked up on this one. They're not going to say that to the people. They're not going to say that to us because, you know, they got to keep, you know, save face that we're not doing nothing wrong. But, you know, they let this happen.
I feel so sorry, you know, for the Ukrainians. I really do. I really do. I know I'm depressed one way or the other watching these images on TV.
Now you just depressed. Gas prices are up. I don't want to hear it.
And I think Joe Biden, those at the Pentagon and those big guys, they are also depressed because it's too disheartening to see the kind of suffering that happening in Ukraine. It's depressing, and if people can. If the international community or the West can't do anything about that, Russia will come out as the winner. Russia will be emboldened if all should overpower Ukraine. That's it. We can overpower Ukraine. I know they can't take it out to Turkey.
He's already emboldened.
That's why I think
he's already emboldened.
That's why I think
he's flying jets over to Sweden's airspace. He's flying helicopters to Japanese airspace. Like he's feeling emboldened. And no one's doing nothing about it. When
we touch them, when we enter, we're going to provoke Russia. We're going to get in direct confrontation with Russia. You are already in direct confrontation with Russia. How many more confrontation do you want?
We're not direct confrontation with Russia. We're putting sanctions on. Please don't. We ain't going to cut you off. You're going to have no money, no supply. We ain't buying your stuff. Okay, I don't care. I'm taking what's mine. I want this. I want that. What you going to do? You want to go? Let's fight. Let's fight. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. What you going to do? You going to sit down and be quiet, right? Because you're like, no, I don't want no confrontation. No, I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't want no confrontation. Please don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me. Yeah.
No, you got to stand up and fight.
It's between you and Ukraine, not between you and you. You know.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. You got to stand up. You've seen a little guy getting beat by a bully. What you going to do in school? If you see that, you going to sit there and be quiet? Or you going to, wait, no. This is the day today. I'm videotaping. I'm videotaping. Yeah, beat that kid. Yeah. Beat that kid. Yeah. No one's knowing how to stand up these days.
Nobody wants to stand up. And I think I still coming back to the point. I know you. It's not sinking into you yet.
You just call Russia's bluff.
I just still believe that Turkey, the European Union have to admit Turkey or the NATO forces. I don't know whether Turkey is part of NATO, but they need to admit Turkey into NATO. They need to sign a paper to admit Ukraine right now instead of going through all the formality. And stand up for Europe. Europe has to stand up for itself. Not wait for the United States. The war is right in their backyard.
Okay.
They got to stand up for themselves before America can come in.
I don't hear nothing. I don't hear nothing. It does not affect me.
You know?
Why? It does not affect me. My people are fine. They're safe. I don't care.
Our job market they say there are more jobs being provided, created in the last month. U.S. not getting worried about anything. Oh, Ukraine has strong people, you know, but they are dying.
You believe that job market? Yeah, right.
They are dying. So I think there's much need to be done to help the people of Ukraine. And as we all said, we don't know what happened behind the scene as it relates to what they're doing to really help Ukraine. But I think what we look at as ordinary people is not something. It's depressing to the entire world to see another country being flattened by another country and nobody is doing anything.
They're used to it. They don't care. The only thing they care about is how we can make money. Let's sell them weapons. Let's sell them this. Let's sell them that. Get them made. Oh well, I'll make money off of it. I get that piece of that cake. I get a piece of that cake in that stock market there, which we're not allowed to have. But hey, politicians can though.
Okay, let me ask you this question. In the next 2 weeks, what do you think is going to change? What do you think? You think the U.S. is going to be fed up with this war and say, look, we're going to send troops to Iraq, to Ukraine?
No, that's what we're going to do.
What is Europe?
Next 2 weeks, we're going to do more.
No, hold on. If all Ukraine doesn't fall, you think what's U.S. and Europe going to do?
Okay.
What do you think?
Okay, Europe is going back to eating fish and chips and drinking tea. Don't care. Back to the U.S. in 2 weeks, we're going to do more gun control here. Spend more money on quality reparations. Military, the police department, give more money to suppress us.
Give more money to the police department to suppress us?
Yeah, fund them.
Wait a minute.
You didn't hear? Oh, you didn't watch it? No. He said fund them. Fund the police.
Fund the police. Yeah, because there were some radicals I was
No.
deep
No,
police.
keep the funding where they're at. Just train them better. Not give them more money to to do a lot of things.
fund
That's up to the state level, and not federal level.
But
That's different.
But you know, the federal government helps all of the state law enforcement officers.
Then what's the point of paying state tax?
They pay, but sometimes the federal government has to come into help to fund some of the.
But we pay state and federal tax. So either way, we're paying double tax for something that it should be done in one. So because they're raising federal and state. So I'm just saying.
No, but I'm talking about.
I owe 13
I'm
this
talking
year,
about
so
Ukraine. I'm not talking about what happened in the U.S. I'm talking about in the next 2 weeks.
I'm telling you what's going on in the United States.
No.
This is going to happen in America.
So you want to say that they're not going to do anything about Ukraine? They're not going to say, "Oh, okay, Ukraine."
No, it's old news. It's old news. We're going back to Ezekiel variant. We're going to Ezekiel variant now about COVID. So now
we're not wearing masks anymore.
No, we're going back to Ezekiel.
Ezekiel,
we're going we're going to do another 180. Because we did 180 to Ukraine. Now we're doing that 180 back.
Okay, so you technically you are saying that the international community is going to forget Ukraine after 2 weeks if the war is still going on.
No, because they're going to be on the news and working on it. But I'm just saying we're going to focus on America.
Priorities.
So priority is to take away the guns away from American citizens. Find a way to rig the next midterms because they're going to lose. Violate more people's rights. Be more quiet about the people's convoy in DC now because it's going to hit the weekend tomorrow. So the news is going to be quiet about that. They're going to be quiet about the State of the Union because they're going to docker it up because he didn't give a State of the Union. He just basically ran a campaign, which he shouldn't have. Yeah.
So technically, you're saying after 2 weeks, the whole world going to forget Ukraine?
No, we're not going to forget. It's just that their priorities is about here to get control of the American people here. That's the priority.
Oh, but let me give my prediction in the next 2 weeks. If Ukraine doesn't fall in the next two weeks, I think Russian troops will be in trouble. Even if Ukraine falls in the next 2 weeks, Russian troops are still going to be in trouble because the war is not going to end. The Ukraine are still going to fight, and I believe that all Russian troops in all part of all Ukrainian soil, will pull back. Whether it's in Donetsk, it's in Crimea, whatsoever, the war is going to continue for a very long time. I'm saying this to say
up to the Russian Communist Party to remove Putin from power. It's up to them, but they're too scared because any opposition he has, he gives them a nice little sip of tea.
Yeah, you got it.
Remember that guy went to Germany?
Yeah.
Running against Putin and all that? He got radiation poison. He got, been fed a tea full of radiation.
Yeah.
Get rid of the opposition. Get rid of the, competition to be one party rule, which, American people want here. And how's that working so far? Control the House, Senate, and the White House. How's that working so far? So good, isn't it?
Well, but the thing is, just through the people's choice. People make their choice. It's not that the government say, "Oh, what is the
I know.
It's the people's choice."
I know. But guess what? I didn't vote for this.
Next coming elections, who knows what?
I didn't vote for this.
Yeah, but
don't blame me. I voted for Trump.
Other people vote.
I voted for Trump, Kyle. I voted for Trump. You voted for mine. This is your shit.
Yes.
Not mine. Yours.
I wanted to see Trump out.
Hey, best part is though, where's the 88? Where's the 85 million people? You guys voted for him. You guys are so quiet. You're so quiet.
Let me just bring another point. I know it's deviating. What do you think about the space force that Trump was supporting now? The way Russia is doing all this thing, you think the space force that Trump say, "Okay, we gotta get a space force, a military space force." Something like that you're trying to talk about. Maybe this time now.
No, it's like to do everything on our own, because now we had to pay Russia to fly our astronauts up to space and all that. That's all happened to Obama administration and all that. So now with Trump got in there, he said, no, we're going to do it. Why pay Russia to do it when we can spend the money here and send our people up there by ourselves? Why do we need to? So now we're trying to play catch up with that. But, you know, the government don't want to spend money. They don't want to spend money when it needs to be spent, to spend it on other stuff that, you know, voters care about. You know.
But let me end with this, right?
You know, stimulus checks, you know.
Let me end with this. I can say, let me tell you this. I just want to say that the situation about people complaining. Right? Yeah. I know that the situation people complaining about that it was racist. I don't think it was racist. I think every country that has a citizen, you know, that has a citizen in Ukraine should try their best, you know, to help the citizen get out. And I think that the
mean non-citizens?
Non-citizens of Ukraine. And I don't think that Ukrainian government priority was to segregate anybody. This is a time of war, and in the process, people might, you know, misbehave. I don't think it's systemic racism against anybody. I might be wrong for saying, oh, these people will not go, these people should go. But maybe in the process, other people were, you know, overshadow, you know, those facts and try to prioritize their own citizens. My call to action for other governments is to do more, especially from African countries and Asian countries. My plea to them is to try to do more to get their own people out of there. And I also call the Ukrainian government, if the information is true, that they should try to treat everybody, you know, the best way they can, instead of making it, you know, to try to divide people, you know, based on
divide what? They're trying to get the people out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're trying to, you know.
I mean, it'd be the same thing happen here. I'm just telling you again. American people be upset that you kicking all Americans off to just evacuate non-citizens out, you know, because you got a record of American people, non-citizens, because they got no record because, you know, because they're not citizens. That's why I point taking the census and everything else, so we know where everyone's at. But so it's just what it is.
Yeah, everybody should be care for the citizens. You know, people should, especially from
it's not racism to me. It's a fuck up situation that it needs to be worked on to don't make it seem bad. But those people claim as it is are playing the to me is playing the race card because of different skin color. No, it's a different situation. It's that if there's nothing going on, I'm just throwing you off the bus because you're a immigrant. Yeah. Then we got a problem there, but then it's a real problem.
That's a war right now.
But we got a situation. Everyone's trying to hop on the bus and everything else. My citizens, Ukrainian citizens, are priority. You don't hear a black Ukrainian citizen saying racism. They're not. Only people saying that are I'm just a student here for school and they kicked me off the train because I'm black or I'm Indian, you know, or I'm Irish or stuff like that. It's just no, because you're not a citizen. You had time to leave. You had time to go. Like even the citizens had time to leave too. It just people choose not to. Now you got a problem situation. You do anything last minute, and now you want to play the race card for what? Yeah. You're being racist because I'm Irish. I'm from Ireland. You're being racist because I'm from Ireland.
Yeah, I think.
You know, no.
I don't think I agree with. I don't think I agree with.
I don't agree to that text either. But it's what's going on. So, but I don't agree it's racist.
I don't agree it's racist. So, everybody has their own opinion. But from my own standpoint, I don't think it's racist. You know,
no,
people might have overreacted and people prioritizing what the priorities are. So I don't really think it's racist.
Even the media is going to start playing it as racist because it would sell. It would sell viewers and make money off of it. That's it. But you actually understand the logic behind it. Read between the lines what's going on. Don't watch a 30-second video and claim it's racist. Look at the logic. What's going on? A state of mind. Like how I predicted January 6th, like I told people to watch, and they're like, how did you know? I said the state of mind in which the politicians are not asking questions during that whole January 6th congressional hearing, whatever, during the whole thing. They're not asking questions. Why did people storm him? Why? Not due to because of Trump, but why? Because their voices are not being heard. They feel like they're being screwed and stuff like that. You gotta look at the reason why. Why they're kicking people off the bus. Well, I'm a student from Africa. I'm a student from India. I'm a student from Ireland. To go there be medical and everything else. Well, here's the situation. We're at war. We need to evacuate women and children off, our citizens, people off. You have to wait till you can able to get on. Yeah. I'm sorry, because that's up to you. Your embassy to get you out. They can fly in and get you out.
Take you out. And what the Ukrainian government will take people? You know,
they got their hands full. They cannot take care of you at this moment.
Yeah, at the moment they're in crisis. So we got to understand if it's something that has been going on before, that is different. But in this particular situation where the country is at war, I don't consider that as racist, and I hope that countries like mostly African countries, they have a history of that. The people go in war and countries doing war, and they forget the people over there. The people get stranded, and everybody complains. The problem is bigger than just people saying, "Oh, it's racist against Africans."
Because you're in the north region of next to Russia, and you're just different skin color. You want to claim because you feel like you've been mistreated. Well, you have been mistreated, but it's fucked up. But yet again, you just don't understand the picture. If you can't understand that picture, then you have no. To me personally, then you shouldn't be a doctor because you can't understand logic. Then yeah. I don't want you to operate on me, diagnose me if you can't understand logic. Just saying, because that's pure logic of what's going on, and they got their citizens getting blown up, women and children getting killed, buildings falling, collapsing, the leaders getting their elected leaders is getting almost assassinated 3 times and stuff like that. I'm sorry that we can't cater to you hand and foot to be your little servant. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. And even it's not.
I don't respect.
It's not just.
I don't even respect here. If we're getting invaded, I don't respect even our own government at current stage now. This administration, they even help American people get out. I got a feeling they're gonna leave everyone stranded to save their own hightail. That's it. That's the point of you getting yourself out. You own your own with your own safety, your own defense. You own everything. That's why we got the Second Amendment. We get free travel without borders in here and stuff like that. If let's say if PA somehow gets taken over by New Jersey, and PA gets taken over by Russia, for example, or China, or Libya somehow. I mean, in the near future, who knows, right? I'm not going to stand here and wait. Personally, I'm going to go up and fight. But first, I will help out evacuate people who don't want to fight for their home and everything else. Like, in other words, like your wife and women and children, old people can't fight and everything else. I will grab my weapons and get, suit up, ready to go, escort them out down south to the Maryland border. Say, here, you over the Maryland side, right? I'm gonna help keep going and everything else, and I'm gonna keep doing that till the enemy shows up, and then I'll have a fight. That's how I would do it. But I don't expect to sit back and just wait. Oh, the military here, the government's gonna take care of us. Oh, the government will take care of us. No, the government will not. Prime example. What's going on? They're people in Africa. Their government, like you said, abandon them.
Oh yeah. That's been a situation all the time. In crisis zones around the world, Africans are being stranded by their own governments, and nobody does anything, and nobody getting out. They have to be crying. Even students who go in foreign countries to learn on government scholarship, sometimes those students are not even being, the stipends and the their tuitions are not being paid by their own governments. So I don't think it's racism. It's just people have to prioritize their own, their own people in time of crisis. So that's how I feel. But those who
I mean,
feel,
Ukraine's doing a lot more than other countries trying to get their
those
people
who
out.
feel that that's racism, they are entitled to their opinion. But from my own understanding, I don't think it's racism. I think the people are
They
trying
need to
take
stop
it.
playing that card. You keep calling wolf, and pretty soon people it's not gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked bad of them throwing people off the train. It did, but I mean, it's just.
But there were thousands of people when I watched the other video, thousands of Ukrainians who couldn't get on the train.
Yeah, because they're full. That's what I'm saying now. It's full, and they're trying to make room for their people.
So
I mean, count your blessing. They did not kept them on the train. Okay, force people on the train. Because last time we did that, you know where they went to certain camps and never heard again. Okay, so you're lucky they threw you off. Okay, you're lucky. If they round you up and say, "Hey, you stay on this train, you going nowhere," then we got a problem.
okay, gentlemen, you are watching the Delmarva Point of View on YouTube. Today is Politics Friday, and we're discussing Ukraine again. We'll be back next week. What you got on mind for next week? What we talking about next week?
I do not know.
Yeah, no, we'll still talk about Ukraine, but I think Ukraine is going to be hot on the news today, and we'll talk about Ukraine. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about Joe Biden's speech, his State of the Nation. We can dissect his speech.
Nah, you really want to put me to sleep. You really want to put me to sleep with that. Oh, it's terrible. Just so terrible.
Let's get Biden's from your state, my man. That's your guy. He's from Delaware. You should be.
I don't care. I didn't vote for him.
You should be proud of him.
I did not vote for him. I did not vote for him. I can't stand him. He makes us look bad.
How?
He's from here.
Oh, that's why he make you look bad.
And he's doing a terrible job. But according to you, we're on the right track.
The country was already going through problems before he came. So you can't.
What do you mean through problems?
You can't blame everything on him. I know we are.
What do you mean through problems?
We had a lot of problems.
We had a pipeline. Gas was low. Stuff was cheaper. You know, Ukraine and China was at bay. They didn't do nothing.
Well, this situation would make us to rethink the world's order. Maybe make the United States and the whole international community to start thinking differently. For Europe to start upgrading its military priorities and stuff like that. The United States to start upgrading its military too. People to start getting ready for anything, because right now
we're gonna have an argument after this video. So
right
oh my God.
Right now, everybody got to do something to improve themselves.
You won't admit that you're wrong.
No.
Out of the whole time of this administration, you still think we're on the right track. Oh my God. Oh.
Well, you can't blame every problem on this administration, because
I am blaming it. They're doing it.
No, some of the problems we have right now.
He signed over 40 executive orders.
But every person,
he said that if you keep signing executive order, you're a dictator. You're not a president, you're a dictator. Yeah, he signed more than all presidents combined in the first month. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
How many politicians have not said something and then when they become president, they do something different? He's not the first man. All the politicians.
Only one person who kept the promise so far I know I lived through is Trump.
Trump was the most crazy.
And that's the thing. A lot of people didn't like him at first.
American president.
But a lot of people didn't like him. No, a lot of people didn't like him. But there's a couple of videos of people who said, I'm voting for him because he actually kept his promise. He kept his promise.
But keeping your promise when the promise of dumb
But don't worry though.
But
don't worry though. One thing Biden did kept his promise on.
What?
You remember what he said, right?
What? What?
I'm gonna raise taxes. Oh, yeah. And you clap. You clap. All happy.
So what you wanted to
You got what you wanted.
Well,
he's the first president ever said, I'm gonna raise taxes, and won with 88 million voters. I never hear you guys so quiet. Where you guys at? Where you guys at? I'm hearing people cussing out what's going on. I'm hearing it. Where you guys at? Please point them out. I know you one of them.
The next elections is right around the corner, so.
What do you mean, the midterms?
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
Oh, so they're gonna rig that.
We'll see what
they're gonna rig that.
They're not gonna rig it. Yes, there was no rigged elections.
So
Trump was just trying to. You
didn't hear, right?
Wolf.
They asked him what happened if you lose the midterms, because you got all these Democrats that are resigning. Not resigning. They're not even going to run re-election.
Yeah.
They're just going to retire and call it quits because they see the numbers in the pudding, basically. So they asked him, and he said on national TV that, oh, if I lose the House or the Senate, then, you know, it's a rigged election. Then the next day,
that's what he said.
Basically said that, oh, well, it's possibly a rigged election, this and that.
Maybe
right?
you're trying to be sarcastic.
Wait. No, he said it straight face.
You know, you're trying to be sarcastic with Trump. That's the same thing Trump said. The only way you're going to lose the elections in 2020 is when it was rigged. So he was.
And it was. According to me, it was.
Did you listen to the?
No.
No.
Let me get back to it.
Okay.
Let me get back to it. Okay. Then the next day, went to what's her name? Carrot Top. What's her name? The press secretary.
What's her name?
Susky
or just what's her name?
Yeah, I slipped my mind. But you know, she's the one to speak. And she's struggling answering the question, and they say, so he assumed the midterm's gonna be rigged. Now the question is still, is this a lot of people believe it's gonna be rigged? I said, and then these ones were the Biden supporters, right? I go, so it's going to be rigged with the same election, the same rules that the last election was, the major one that he won, the same exact thing. He said it wasn't rigged, but it's going to be rigged on this one. So, you know, he had to take that back because, you know, he didn't change the rules yet on elections. He can't do it. It's up to the state level, not federal. By the Constitution, they're trying to make it federal election, trying to make it federalized. All that, you can't. The state determines their election and their process. It's how it's done. Each state's different how they do it. So, anyway, let's cut it done. I gotta get going. I'm tired.
I just want to conclude.
There's any comments, concerns?
Let us know, man.
Yeah, just write it down.
Subscribe, man. Subscribe. Let us know. We'll be here next week. Probably this Friday. We'll be here next week.
Yeah, we'll look at the comments and go. Yeah. And see what you guys want to talk about. Say hi or cuss me out, because you know I'm the most hated person on here probably. So
I like to be the most hated person too. It makes you.
No, I am, because what I say is true. It's blunt, but it's true.
All right. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye bye for now.